Good morning everybody, שפע ברוך והצלחה. שופטים ושוטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך. Judges and policemen you should put in all your gates. ושפטו את העם משפט צדק. Judges and policemen. Says Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh, judges have to be connected with policemen. In other words, it's not enough that you have courts and judges and laws. If you cannot enforce the law, you have no policemen to enforce the law, we don't need the judges. There is no reason to judge somebody, have a law, but you cannot force the law. So what did you do? It's like playing a game. Oh, I've got laws, I've got everything, but the real truth is that you're not forcing the law. And if you're not forcing the law, what's the meaning of it? So you need not only have judges, but also force the law. And of course, force the law in the same way to everybody in justice. Now, says Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh, yes, there can be a case that the judge himself can force the law, so then it's no problem. But you definitely cannot have only court cases, judges, and nobody is enforcing the law. So that's the first thing. Now, what gates are we talking about? The normal thing, the gates we're talking about when you go into a town, the entrance in the gate of the town, that's where the place of the court will be, in order that everybody can find it very easily. And in every town, בכל שעריך, in every town, you need a court. And not only this, if, for example, there is in the same place, let's say, 2 tribes or 3 tribes, so then what do you think? What do you need? What do you mean? Torah is one? You need it's no problem. You need a court, no. לשבטיך. Each tribe is going to have his own court. Why? Why do we need to have what is not the Torah is not the same for everybody? And that's exactly one of the points that we have to understand. You know, sometimes we see things and we translate them to something that we know and to our normal behavior. In other words, something that sometimes can look like an insult. In other places, it's going to be a blessing. It's like you have places that after that you eat, you spit to show that you enjoyed the meal. If you do it in our places, how dare you? What? You didn't like the food? In other words, when you know the behavior and you have a case, that's the only time that you can judge correctly, because you cannot translate the things. It does nothing to do. Of course, the Torah is the same. There is the same laws, the same thing, but the behavior, the little things that make the case, and sometimes they can make it right or wrong. And somebody can be insulted from something that he shouldn't be insulted. And it goes to other places also. So the Torah wanted us to be let's say, good with everybody. For example, the Torah also tells us that we have to go to the Kohanim Alevim asher yu b'yamim hahem. That you have to go to the judges that are going to be, in 1 minute, well, let's find it. Oh, 1 minute, sorry. I have to go to the beginning. I am not in the beginning. Where is the beginning? Okay. שפטו אתה משפט צדק, לא תתן משפט. ובאת אל הכהנים הלוויים ולשופט אשר יהיה בימים ההם ודרשת והגידו לך את דבר המשפט. And you will come to the Kohanim and the Levim and to the judge that is going to be in your days, meaning in our days, everybody in his own generation. And you will ask and they will tell you exactly what is the law and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And you will do whatever they tell you to do. And then he says, and you should not go right or left from what they tell you to do. Says, explains Rashi, even if they tell you on right, left, on left, right, you still have to listen to them. So, first of all, we see here that we need to listen to the judge in our days. And this is also logical. It's also connected to what we say, that you need a judge that knows the people and he knows how to judge them. And this is exactly the same thing. Imagine to yourself that we have a problem and the judge is going to be Moshe Rabbeinu. Who can stand at the level of Moshe Rabbeinu? Nevertheless, Moshe Rabbeinu, Avraham Avinu, do they know what's happening today? Are they, let's say, do they know what is an elevator, what is a car, what is a plane, and so a lot of other high-tech stuff? They don't know what it is all about, so how can they even judge it if you don't know it? So this is one of the reasons that you need to have a judge that knows the generation and is suitable to the generation. He's in the same level, he comes from the people. And this is the only way to have justice. And talking about this says, Yiftach Bedoro, Yiftach was a leader in Am Yisrael, but he was in a very low level compared to Shmuel HaNavi. But the Chazal tells us, Yiftach Bedoro ka Shmuel Bedoro, that Yiftach in his generation was the same level as Shmuel HaNavi, the great guy Shmuel HaNavi, in his generation. In other words, we have to understand that everything has to be according to the people. Clothes, shoes. If you wear small shoes, you cannot put them on your feet. And if you have big shoes, they will fall. And you will fall also with them. In other words, the same way as the clothes have to be adjusted to your size, that's the same way the judge has to be adjusted to the generation he lives in. That's why we have to listen to them, because for us, they are at the same level as Moshe Rabbeinu, as the Rambam, as the Ritva. They're the same level for us, because those are the people of our generation, and they are the judges of our generation. Of course, not everybody that comes and tells us what to do we have to listen to. We have to check if the guy is telling the truth. And this is also what's written in the Torah, that we have sometimes that somebody comes and he כי ימצא בקרבך בעד שעריך אשר השם נותן לך איש או אישה שיעשה טהרה בעיני השם אלוקיך לעבור בריתו, וילך לעבוד אלוהים אחרים, somebody is going to worship other gods or etc. Of course, this guy, you have to send him away. You have to, I don't want to say what the Torah tells you have to kill this guy if he goes against God. But the idea is that we have to listen to our sages, to our rabbonim on our generation, but we have to know not to listen to everybody. If somebody is, like, say, with crooked ideas, and we know it, the Rav Dessler said that each one of us got this point of truth inside. We know which one goes in the way of the Torah and which guy is playing a game, and we have to listen to those who go in the way of the Torah. And when you do this, it's like the Torah is telling us in the parashat is telling us, if somebody is going, when somebody is coming, he's not going to listen to me, but he's going to speak in my name. I'm going to deal with him. But a prophet is going to come and talk in my name, and I didn't tell him to talk, and he was going really to talk things that have nothing to do with our religion or going against the religion. So says, okay, how do I know? You said this prophet comes to me and tells me, how do I know that he's a right prophet or is a wrong prophet? Is a tzaddik? Is a Rasha? How do I know it? And so the Rashi explains, he says something's going to happen, it doesn't happen. So of course you see it's not a prophet, it's just a liar. And also, if he goes against the Torah, so definitely you don't listen to him. If he's come with all, as we talked in the last parsha, if somebody comes with new things and telling you, I can do this, you can do that. Or of course, on our side, we go after our last and we think, we'll go with it. No, you have to be very careful who you go with and who you don't go with. And it tells you, if somebody comes and tells you something that is wrong, unless he mumche ulecha shu tzaddik gamur, unless you know that he is a 100% tzaddik like Eliyahu Hanavi, and that did something. Sometimes there are times that you have to do something against the law that looks like it's against the law, but it's really from the inside, it's for the law. Sometimes, Et lasot laHashem eferu toratecha. There are times that we have to do something against the normal law. But the only one who can tell us to do this is somebody who is a tzaddik, 100%. Not somebody that came yesterday, finished learning, and is a rabbi. It's not a rabbi is not a title. It's not a degree in the university. Rabbi is something that we all know where it comes from. It comes from inside, and normally the rabbi, the Gedolei Hador, they are being nominated from the people. They see that they are great people, and only to those we have to listen. Yes, there are sometimes questions that we have to ask ourselves: should we listen? Shouldn't we listen? And as we says, Shoftim v'shotrim titen lecha bechol sha'arecha. One of the main gates. What are the gates? We talked about the gates in a physical way, but the gates are also the gates of our body. The gates are also the times of the year. For example, one of the great gates of the year is Rosh Hashanah, or let's say Chodesh Elul, the Chodesh we're coming into it. That's one of the greatest gates of the year, that we go into the new year. How do you go there? So you have to put Shoftim v'shotrim on your gates, what means the mouth, the nose, the eyes, the ears. What do you look? There are things that you shouldn't look at. There are things you should look. There are things you should listen. There are things you shouldn't listen. There are things you should take out of your mouth, and there are things you shouldn't take out of the mouth. In the same way, there are things that you put in your mouth and things that you not put in your mouth. And also your nose. Don't stick your nose where you shouldn't stick it. And so on and on. Those are the gates. And those are the places that we have to put the judges and the policemen, as we said. Not only know the law and judge, but also enforce the law on ourselves in order to go into the gate, v'sha'arecha, in order to keep our gates clean, so we can go in the gates of the year in the right way. And what is Chodesh Elul? Chodesh Elul is one of the most beautiful months of the year. It's like there is this story they tell about Bill Gates. Bill Gates once was interviewed, and the girl is interviewing him, is asking, what is your secret? What is the secret that you are so successful? One of the richest people in the world. Was him the richest people in the world? Yes. And he says, he takes out a checkbook and he gives this lady the check, and it says, write what you want to write on it. Whatever amount, you write whatever you want. So the lady says, no, I'm sorry. I asked you a question on that. Don't play games with me. And she gives him the check back. And Bill Gates takes the check and tears it to pieces, to small pieces. And he's telling you asked me what is the secret of my success. When I see an opportunity, I use it. You had opportunity now to be the richest interviewer in the world. I told you you can write whatever you want on the check. What did you do? You gave it to me back. So the interviewer is asking him, can I get another check? He says, no. Opportunity come only once. They don't come twice. And that's the secret of success. You see opportunity, use it. Do it. And that's exactly Chodesh Elul. Chodesh Elul is the opportunity. But if you don't use this opportunity, it's not going to come back. You will go into the year missing the opportunity, losing whatever you could achieve with this opportunity of Chodesh Elul. Chodesh Elul, ani ledodi v'dodi li. I am to my uncle is to me, or I am to God and God is to me. That's our month of love. God comes to us and loves us. Says the Rapinku says there are two ways to do tshuva. There is the hard way. You read the Rambam on Ilchot Tshuva, all the laws of tshuva, and without it's not easy. It's very, very, very difficult. But says the Rapinku, there's the easy way, and the easy way is to embrace God. In this month especially, God is like opening His hands, and He's waiting for us to come to and embrace Him back, like a father didn't see his child for a whole year. And it doesn't matter what the child did. A father is a father. He loves his child. And even if the child was naughty, he sinned, but father comes now and he wants to forgive. He wants to give you everything. But he opens his arms. What should you do now? You should run into his arms and embrace them. That's what we should do in Chodesh Elul. And the meaning is we can get on ourselves small things. And as we says, Shoftim v'shotrim. I talked a lot about Shoftim v'shotrim, judges and policemen. But the basic thing for each one of us is to understand the main policemen, the main judges and policemen are those that are control what we do according to the laws of the Torah. Those are the judges. We all know what is right and what is wrong. We don't need anybody to tell us. We know it. So we should keep our gates clean and to throw out all the bad things and go clean into the gate of the new year. And this is the main basic thing of our parsha, especially now before Chodesh Elul. This is the time, this opportunity that we get from God. Once a year, it tells us, I don't care what you did. What I want is to come to show me your love, show me you changing. And this is how we do it. We keep, especially at that month, we keep ourselves, we keep our gates in the best way we can. Don't look where you shouldn't look. Don't hear what you shouldn't hear, Lashon Hara, for example. Don't talk what you shouldn't talk, Lashon Hara. Talk only good things. And don't stick your nose where you shouldn't stick it. And so on and on. If we do somebody asked me once, yeah, but I'm doing this, but then after Rosh Hashanah, after Yom Kippur, Yom Kippur, I go back to what I used to do before. So what's the meaning of it? Like I do those things, but they're not going to last. But that's exactly the point. We have to understand now, when God is opening His arms, this is a time that we can do unbelievable things. And what we should think is now. Now I'm doing tshuva. Now I'm doing the good things. What's going to happen later on, that's a whole different story. God wants us to show Him that we care about this month. That's all. So in this month, yes, even if we do things that we're not going to go on with them after the month is finished, we still have to do them. Because if we don't do them, it's like the kid that after a year, that his father is opening his arms to embrace him, shows him his love, and he's turning around and going on his way like he didn't see his father. What a shame. What a disappointment to our Father in heaven. We all know it when we come and our children, our grandchildren, we open the house and they run to us. How happy we are. And how happy are the children, the grandchildren. And that's exactly the point. We have to show God that we love Him. Especially now when He shows us double love. And this atmosphere is in the air. We feel it. That's why Shoftim v'shotrim titen lecha b'sha'arecha comes now. Shoftim v'shotrim titen lecha b'chol sha'arecha. To show us that we have to listen, first of all, to the laws of the Torah and keep away from the wrong and do the right in the eyes of God. What is the right? What is the wrong? We can ask the judges that we have now. Who is the judge that we can ask? We all know. Let's not lie to ourselves. Yet it's very easy to choose somebody that will tell us that we can do this and can do that and go after all our desire and lust of the materialistic world. Yes, it's very easy to listen to those. But really, do you believe that those are the right people to ask? Those are the right people to show you the way? We all know. And this is, on one side you say, oh, what why should he tell me what to do? He is not Moshe Rabbeinu or whatever. Yes, he should tell you that. And not only he should tell you what to do, because he knows things you don't know. And that's, even if he say on right, left, on left, right, you still have to listen to him. It's like always when I talk about this, I remember the road that goes from, it's near Bar Ilan University. It comes from the Shomron, and you can go, and when you come to the before the university, you have a junction that you can go right and left. And the funny thing is, when you go right, it's really should be to Ra'anana, for example. And if you go left, it's going to be to Beersheba. But the sign shows you the opposite. Right is left, and left is right. And you cannot understand why. The first thing I thought, I couldn't understand it. What do you mean? I want to go to Ra'anana, I have to take right, and the sign shows me to go left. If I want to go to Tel Aviv, or if I want to go to Beersheba, instead of going left, it tells me go right. What's wrong? What's going on here? But when you go to the road, you understand that the course, it turns around and it goes left. But you don't see it on the sign. You don't see it when you come there. When you come there, your knowledge is right is Ra'anana, left is Beersheba. But that's not what's happening. If you go right, you will not get to Ra'anana. You will get to Beersheba. So you have to listen to the sign, even though it doesn't look like it. And that's exactly the point. We should all listen to our judges, our personal judges, our Gdolei Ador, the Rabbonim, the real Rabbonim, as we said, and especially at this month, Ani Ledodi V'Dodili. It's a good month. It's an unbelievable month. Let's not tear the check. Let's not tear the opportunity we've got now. This opportunity is not going to come back. And if we use it in the right way, this opportunity, we write the check and we go into the new year in the right foot, in the right way, and Bezrat Hashem will have a beautiful new year. All the best to everybody.